Right, so here's your multimedia section. So what they're asking you is different types of software you can use to create multimedia. So they're saying you've got authoring software using WYSIWYG, so that just stands for what you see is what you get. And you've got a text editor, okay? So they just want that benefit of WYSIWYG and the advantage of using text editor. So just to link it in with what you've done now, WYSIWYG, if you remember doing Serif Web Plus or even Dreamweaver, to a certain extent, more Serif Web Plus, you remember it's software, it's got templates you can choose, it's got all the navigation bars that you can embed, and you don't actually need to know any HTML to create yourself a website. You've also looked at Notepad, in which you have to know HTML, but you can actually do a bit more advanced because you can get into basically the guts of a web page if you know the actual coding, and using a text editor you can start implementing and incorporating things like JavaScript, etc. Right. So one benefit of using this, other than so they're already saying you can't use this. Okay. Now what you'll hopefully remember when we're actually working with Serif Draw Plus, basically gave you instant feedback in terms of what the website would actually look like. Okay, so I'm just trying to get the answers here. Right, so first of all, there's no need to code. So when you're using something like Serif Web Plus, you don't have to code it. It's got its own ready-made templates, and you see the output in real time. So if you actually make a change, you'll see the output straight away, and that is what it will really look like in a web page. Okay, and you can view it as though it's looking at through different browsers as well. Advantage of actually knowing how to create a website using a text editor, well, having the advantage of using a text editor is you can actually, if you obviously have to know what you're doing, but you can actually get access to lower level commands, okay? And it can highlight the code, so you might have all your tags in HTML. You can get text editors that actually highlight your tags or highlight lines in which the tags aren't complete. And with a text editor, you can do good old copy and pasting, so you can copy and paste sections of code. So if you're wanting a table with an extra row, you can just copy and paste the table row attribute or tags, and then all of a sudden you've got an extra row. Okay, so that's basically one benefit of using WYSIWYG, and that's the advantage if you're actually going down the text editor route. Now, what we've got is some web pages, they're different and different browsers use, data type of maintenance used to correct the differences, and hopefully that is a wee hint. Okay, so that's something that you're looking at is corrective maintenance. I think it also accepts adaptive because you're having to adapt it to another browser. Okay, but that's one that you'll definitely get your mark with as well. Now, when you're streaming files rather than embedded, okay, so just to make sure, right, if you're watching YouTube, they're getting streamed to you, okay, so you're not having to wait for the whole file to get actually downloaded in order to start watching it. And it's also good for the actual distributor. They're not allowing you to have the whole file saved in your computer, so you then can start burning it onto disks and committing piracy as well. Okay, so as soon as you start receiving the stream film, you can start viewing it, right? So that's one advantage. So no permanent copy stored in the computer, reduces chance of piracy, can play video as soon as it's received, because you don't have to download the whole file first. So if you've got BT Vision, you can stream if it's standard definition, but if you're wanting high definition, you have to download the whole file first because the data rate is not good enough to actually stream high definition, right? And remember, it says explain, so you'd get 1 mark for pointing out the advantage and then another for actually explaining why it is an advantage. And one advantage of embedded video. Okay, so embedded video, you actually have the whole video clip, right? So it's all downloaded, so you can actually play it at any point in the video. If you're in YouTube, you have to wait until that data is actually downloaded to play like halfway through the video. But you can play at any video because the whole video, sorry, any part, because the whole video is available to you. And it's already downloaded, so there's no buffering, so you're not having to wait for it to download. So that's your advantages for embedded. Okay, you can play video at any position immediately because the whole video is available, and you have to download the entire video, so there's no buffering. So if it's embedded, the entire video has been downloaded, so you're not having to wait for the data to be streamed to your browser. If you then look at E, and basically this is the size of a video clip. So we're looking at the duration, looking at the frame rate, and these two will give you the number of frames. We're looking at the resolution, so the number of pixels, and the colour depth, and that will give you the size of one frame, and then you just times them together. Okay, so what we've got, the number of frames is the duration times the frame rate. Okay, so that gives you, remember if it's in minutes, convert it to seconds. So in this video, there's 800 frames. We then look at the size of frame, it's just the number of pixels times the colour depth, and again, that's a dimension of the actual frame, or the image as it were, times the colour depth. So for each pixel requires 24 bits, so remember that's true colour. So that's the size of one frame, and you've got 800 of them, so all you do to get the size of the actual file is you just say, well, size of number of frames times the size of the frame. Right, and that should give you that number of bits. Obviously, you then divide it by the necessary factor. Okay, bits to bytes is divide by 8, and then all the way is 1024, and your video clip will be 2.06 gigabyte, which, remember, is uncompressed, so that is a reasonable size. Okay, and they mention uncompressed, so expect quite a big file size. You then got, follow from that is obviously you would want it compressed, so you're talking about MPEG. So how does that achieve it? So remember, with MPEG, there's keyframes. It might be every 10th frame is a keyframe which is fully stored as a JPEG. So remember, that's a form of compression. So that keyframe stored as JPEG. And then all the intermediate frames, the differences between the intermediate frames is actually saved, not the actual frame itself. So there might be a small change in an object in the foreground, and that's changed. So keyframe is fully saved, but the differences between intermediate frames are stored, and that's all. They're quite often called delta frames, right? So that's where you get your 2 marks from there. We then talk about synthesized sound. So the format that you're aware of, okay, is MIDI, and MIDI files very small, but they still store the attributes of musical notes. But you'll actually find that they play differently in different computers because your sound card might interpret them different. Sound card has all these inbuilt sounds that are used to actually play these notes in a higher quality. Sound card has higher quality sounds. So the most obvious one is for this is MIDI, but MIDI stores attributes of the sounds, and for the card to play it, it has to have these sounds inbuilt, and they've got different inbuilt sounds. So the cheaper cards don't sound quite as realistic as the most expensive ones. So you can get sound cards that are over £1,000, or you can get one that's £20. So obviously they still play the notes, but they don't play it as good a quality synthesized version of, say, it's a violin or a piano. Okay, and I think that is, yep, that's question 31.